Think you could drive a 1100 horsepower Pro
40 pounds of boost.
Of course.
in the parking lot or on the track?
I have secured, by the way, a simulator. It'll be here soon.
And what shifter do you like? Gauge pattern?
Hold on. There's garbage everywhere, Tim.
Wait, that was my water.
Hit me in the head!
What?
I hear something.
I hear that.
I'm glad you should have known better when I saw that camera.
Damon's in the truck. Get him next. See what happens.
Dude, he was ready for that.
Ready to punch in the face.
What's going on, dog?
No, much, man. I fly out today. It's my wife's birthday party in Vegas. That's it.
Cool. I like the fit.
Oh, thanks.
It's cool.
Sporty spice. And there you go. Be ready to run, man.
Oh yeah.
What are you guys up to today? What do you guys have on the go?
So, right now we're really trying to figure out what's going on with the 550. Because when you turn on the kill switch, it just blows. It just blows air. It doesn't like turn on or off. It's not responding to the control panel.
It turns off.
It turns off?
Yeah.
When with the... you figured
There's
that
a
out?
button that says stop on it, and it'll stop.
Okay, so it's either full tilt or off.
Yeah, it's full AC or no AC.
Yeah, that's cool. But yeah, so we're gonna get it charged, take it over to Yost, the guys that service the Squadra Corsa. They're really nice, and hopefully we can get the AC to work. There's got a lot of points that we're kind of concerned about because if it doesn't work out, getting a full race car system in that car is like $7,000 to $10,000 and a lot of work. So hoping it works out.
Vitamins. You guys take any of this stuff?
I don't know what it is.
We're a little concerned.
I didn't know what it was.
What's that?
I didn't know what it was. What is it?
Lion's mane. And this one is the, I can't pronounce it. This one's good for like your immune system. And then this is the D3 and K2 vitamins. And then you know what this is.
Yeah.
Well, Vegas just got hacked. You see that?
Yeah, it's wild.
Wait, what?
Where are you staying?
So Russian hackers hacked MGM Grand and Caesars specifically. Well, I'm staying at Aria, which is, or Cosmo.
Yeah.
Cosmo? I'm staying at Cosmo. Cool. Which is still an MGM property.
Mm-hmm.
But they hacked in, I don't know, held all the, I don't know, data hostage or something, or like all their processing systems.
Yeah.
So they paid them like millions of dollars or something.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like all they were like checking reservation bathroom stuff.
Oh,
So they were
that's-
checking everyone in by paper.
By
Just-
paper.
That's crazy.
It took like 5 hours apparently, they were saying.
But you know what though? Parking was free. So
It worked
can
out.
you really keep
How you guys doing today? You good?
Yes.
Yeah, dude, chilling.
Are you? Are you?
Me?
Yeah.
That's all I asked him. Trying to create more tension in the workplace. Hey, you got some corduroys on today. Those look good. Haven't seen those in years. I used to wear cords all the time.
My daughter's backpack is corduroy.
It's coming back.
Yeah, and it's exactly the same color as his pants.
Isn't it a little high maintenance?
He's 4 false, we can't talk. We'll keep on asking him questions to get nod. That's really good. It's professional. That's cool. We have some cars in the shop now.
I know.
Yeah, it looks good.
Okay, Garrett, come get that f***ing car out of here. I'm gonna call him.
The kit for the 720s here.
Yeah.
Dave's got it
I'm
clear.
dealing with. No, I'm dealing with it.
Trying to get it cleared.
It's like, I don't care who the brokerage is. I just want the car. They're like, well, we can offer brokerage. I'm like, you can? I asked you that 3 times. Or we can broker it for you. But our rate might be different. I don't care. Is it $10 more?
Yeah.
We need it here today. I'm like, it needs to be here today. Or else I'm going to lose my mind. What does that
What-
look like?
what'd
I'm
they
going
say?
to I'm gonna get even more angry with my text messages.
What did they say?
They're working on it. They'll be here today. Which is cool, because then I'm here till Wednesday. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we can build a 720. And we'll say it's Dave's car on the channel now.
because Dave's all about Dave.
We'll make that your car.
That's too much power for me. I need the Civic. We talked about me learning how to track drive a car because I don't know what I'm doing. And Mike suggested a lower powered car. At first I laughed, but then I'm like, no, he's right. So he's like 300 horsepower, like a RSV.
I mean, that's already like a pretty quick car. Like 300 horsepower in a track car is pretty fast.
Oh, it's not.
It is.
Is it actually?
When you
Because
to
it-
learn
because the
how to
cars are
drive
light.
on the track, you need to push it hard, right? So the more power you have, the faster you're going, the more commitment you need to,
Can I just
go into a
detune
corner.
faster car so it looks cool?
We can.
Like take a V8 and take it off four cylinders.
Yeah, just unplug some spark plug wire.
We can unplug that one that's loose on this, and you can just run on the 8.
Yeah, exactly.
The funny thing is, I didn't notice the power being down all that much. That car was still quick on 8.
Yeah, I think it's probably like a 20 or 30 horsepower difference.
Yeah, it wasn't much.
Not a ton.
And the Squadron, if I wanted to actually track it, we need to set it up differently. So obviously the tires are awful.
Tires number 1.
Yeah, I mean, that's a really nice car. So tracking it, you're gonna beat it up. So it's better to just buy a track car and run it because if you're not going to just go to the track like once a year, if you're going to go more often, buy a track car.
Really?
Have a trailer. Yeah, it's made for it. Like all the suspension parts, all the shocks, the springs, the cage, the safety
Just
stuff.
look at the difference between that and what any of our Huracans have ever looked like, and you can feel it. Like it's not even the same.
Yeah.
And like Mike said, the only way I've been learning in this car is like trying to rip in it. And that's when you're like, oh, there's the line. Like a couple of those big slides I've had, I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Don't do that again.
And basically you're used to driving, 1,000 horsepower cars and sliding them. And yeah, exactly. So, and it's still intimidating to jump in that race car with 600 horsepower.
The first 2 times driving that was actually like learning to drive again. I was super intimidated. I knew right away, like, no ego. I don't want to get hurt. 2, I didn't want to wreck the car.
Yeah.
Because even though we got a good deal on that car, it's still $200,000.
Yeah.
And we own it outright.
And now after tax and all that, it's $250,000.
That's right.
It's an expensive car.
And I don't even want to know what replacing any of those carbon panels would be.
Oh yeah.
That
They
would
were hard
suck.
enough to get.
That would suck.
I mean, it's got to be like, a bump is like $10,000 easy.
It was impossible. It was impossible to find that stuff even used.
Yeah.
Because the Evo 2 kit is still the current kit that they use on the race cars. So unlike the Evo kit, now you can kind of actually find them.
Yeah.
Because people aren't running them in the series anymore. Yeah. So what car would be good for Dave to learn on?
Actually, he found that one. That's
Audi?
yeah.
The Audi was sick.
4-cylinder turbo.
Four-cylinder
Those are
turbo. And
Sequential but front wheel drive, which is weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's paddle shift, like DSG gearbox.
And you could buy that, run it for 6 months, and sell it and get your money back.
Yeah, I don't know if you get all the money back because those cars they're very good cars, but not a lot of people really know about them, and the market's small. So it's like, what would you run that car in as far as like a racing series? So it'd be a cool track day car, but guys that are buying track day cars, you got to find that right person that wants that Audi. So
Is there a more like low horsepower Porsche race car that we could put him in?
A lot of different Porsche races.
yes,
For the same
I
price
have.
or less?
less.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, I have a lot of parts at my shop. We could build one.
Oh, I see what you're doing. You sandbagging some.
And some money too.
Yeah, that's what you're up to. I told you.
I have a Cayman, like clean Cayman S chassis. I have the engine and transmission for it from a car that ran in pro racing. So yeah, we could put that car together for probably $40,000.
All spare time?
Well, we would bring on another fabricator to help do some of the work, but it's pretty simple to put together.
What car could we just buy though? Like if we wanted to go right now, find a
something that's
car,
done.
buy a car that's already done, that we could basically drag in here and put some body panels on it and have a car ready in 2 weeks for when we go to Willow. So Dave can like start driving a car. So that we have a track day where like now you have a car too. You can chase me around in and we can actually film on a track. Because our challenge right now is coming up with a fun storyline and being able to properly film driving on the track.
Yeah. So
Like that last track day?
track day, I was in the Ferrari.
Just to clarify, that was supposed to be a main channel vlog. People were like, oh, you guys uploaded on the wrong channel. We didn't. We knew what we were doing. We went there. We did an awful job of controlling the storyline. We didn't film anything cohesively. So when we got the edit, we were like, yeah, we're uploading this on the Stories channel. This is basically like behind the scenes of a day. It's not really a cohesive story.
So that Stories channel video probably cost $40,000 to produce.
Because we dragged all the cars to Canada for that. Because this car driving on the track looks super insane.
Yeah.
But it has to be captured the way that they film, like movies in a sense. Like it needs to be shot really low. There needs to be some good interior cam stuff because it's a lot of work to drive that car. It's fun when you're ripping it around. Like I was sliding it around, not on purpose, but going so hot into some corners with the trail braking. The back end got a little too much on it, over rotated a little bit too much, was like catching it and sliding it. So you can tell it's a lot of work, but then on the outside, that car moving really fast just looks cool.
Yeah.
But we can never capture it because, as you were about to say, you were in the F8.
And an F8.
He's in an F8
And
with my amateur ass behind the wheel, and he couldn't even keep up.
Yeah, we were hanging in the straights, and then braking, you were,
Gone.
5 cars ahead of us in the braking point.
Yeah.
And then through the corner, another like 10 miles an hour, 15 miles an hour through the corner, and then on the throttle sooner, and you just, pull these gaps.
Yeah.
So
I got around that one car, and then you also had to wait to get around a car.
Yeah.
So now I'm putting, trying to wait for these guys to catch up. Because you can see that one part in the video where it looks like you're right behind me again, and then all of a sudden you hear me go, bah, 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 and then I take off again. But then we could never keep up.
Yeah, and
too
then
much
even
traffic.
If you were going, 30-40% slower so we could keep up, then it wouldn't look impressive of what that car is doing. There's no wiggles, there's no sliding.
slow.
You're just cruising around. Yeah.
Your M3 race car, would that be a good car? Like as far as power goes and all that? Those things aren't fast.
No, they're they're very, they're fast on track, but they're easy to drive. Long wheelbase,
How much you want for that thing?
180,
Man, we've ruined him with this YouTube stuff.
no, 50 grand.
Really?
Yeah. What I'll do is I'll bring my E46 M3 race car
Oh, for Willow, yeah.
for Willow, because
that'd be fun,
we
too.
really have less than 2 weeks. We have like a week and a half before we start, getting, or a week before we have to get everything ready. And my car's pretty much ready to go. So that way we can drive that car, Dave can jump in that car, get some lap times, and just get some seat time. It's like a 300 horsepower, 330 at the wheels, 2,600 pounds. So it's not like crazy fast, handles really well, good downforce, but then you can get
his
some
race car.
seat time in it.
Is that for sale too, Mike?
Everything's for sale.
I like it. I like it.
You didn't want to bring the drift car? The
I
pro
might
car?
bring the drift car too.
Bring the pro car and then let Dave drive that. And then
That'll
we'll
go well.
figure it out.
Yeah.
Think you could drive a 1100 horsepower pro?
40 pounds of boost.
Of course you can.
In the parking lot or on the track?
No, you're going to drive it from here up there.
I have secured, by the way, a simulator. It'll be here soon.
Oh yeah.
A starter one. It's still expensive. It's not a moving crazy one, but just to kind of get us going.
Yeah.
So that we can film some of us practicing and have little challenges.
That'd be cool.
It has 3 screens that wrap around you.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's like a $30,000 unit.
We could get that, what was it, 997 for 45, 48?
Yeah, crashed.
It's all crashed.
997.1
It gives
cup
you
car.
something to do.
Yeah.
And you said you think you can source an RSR wide body for it, maybe.
Yep.
There's your starter car.
Well, Mike needs a car too.
Well, Mike could drive that car. Drive the wheels off that car. And how much power is in that car? 3?
For 430 in the cup car. It's got a 4-liter, so it's probably around 430 horsepower.
So that's still 200 horsepower less than that.
Could you, this is the Gran Turismo effect, could you coach me on a simulator to advance my skill set before I step foot on the track ever?
Yes.
The problem I have is you don't feel anything, so it's like I don't understand what I'm doing.
But you don't. So for the basics, you don't need to feel, right?
Got it.
It's
Race
about
line.
it's about the race line. It's about how you apply the brakes, how you release the brakes as you turn in to trail brake.
Explain trail braking to the audience right now and me.
Okay. So basically,
Easy for you.
if you brake in a straight line, that's when you're going to get the most braking force. That's when you're going to be able to slow the car down the fastest. But as you go into a corner and you lift off the brakes, you're basically putting all the weight back on the rear tires or taking the weight off the front. So as you turn in, the car wants to slide a little bit. The front tires aren't loaded. So if you're on the brakes slightly,
Especially that one.
yes, very much so. So rear engine cars are the worst. If you try to go into a corner and you don't trail brake and you get on the throttle before you get to the apex, it will understeer. So you just keep adding more steering wheel and it just keeps going straight. That's understeer. So trail braking is basically you're getting on the brakes, the nose is getting loaded, and you start to release the brakes as you turn in the wheel. And depending on how much brake pressure you have left, it will keep the front loaded and the rear end is light, so the rear end wants to rotate. So you can rotate the car into the corner, release the brakes, and start to get on the throttle. That'll bring the weight back to the rear. Not too much throttle, you don't want to spin the rear tires, but just settle the rear. And then you can apply the throttle at the apex and get a good run out of the corner.
So you hold on the brakes until the apex and you're back on the throttle, on, off.
Yeah, but it's a pressure thing. So initial braking is like high pressure.
Right.
And then you're trailing off. So you're basically, 100% brakes or thereabouts, and then you're rolling off. So by the time you're actually turning into the corner, you're maybe 30% braking left. So your tires tires can only hold 100% of the grip. If you're using 100% of the grip of the tires to stop the car in a straight line, you can't turn. So you need to back that off to 50% brakes so you can do 50% steering. Or 30% brakes, 70% steering. So
it's like this. It's like you're coming in like at area 27 when we come down that long straight into the second turn, right? Where we were ripping.
Yeah, with the actual braking
and we
zone.
went real deep. And then we freaked Darcy out, who's in the Huracan trying to keep up with us.
Yeah.
He said he almost crashed.
Yeah.
He was like, I was watching you guys and then realized I'm watching a pro driver and a race car and I was following you guys into the corner. He's like, I almost went right off the track.
Yeah.
But that would be like, you're like sixth gear. So you're just flying, right? So you find your braking zone, hammer the brakes. In that race car, you can literally hammer the brakes in like 1 second and then ease off to 50 and be already turning in. That's how much momentum that thing will carry into a corner. So it's quick, but it's like hard on the brakes and then it's like backed off and you feel the car rotating. You're basically like 50, 40, 30, and then onto the throttle.
And it's very, it changes from corner to corner. So if you have a long straight and you got a hairpin, you're going to want to do quite a bit of trail braking.
Which was Denver.
Yes.
The Pikes Peak track.
Yeah.
When you come ripping around that bank, right? And then you come down like this, where I was passing like 5 cars because their brake zone in a street car was like almost, some of them were braking while they were still on the bank at the level. Yeah. And then you come into that corner and it was a hairpin. Do you remember that? Mm-hmm. It was like a 180. I'd come in, brake super late at the end, but then I would keep like 50% of the brakes on and I'd let the car literally slide out like that and then start accelerating out. Yeah. That was a good corner to do that
so
on.
Are you always in a race car trail braking, like F1 drivers doing that and everything?
Yes, very much so in F1. But it depends on the corner. If it's a high-speed corner, then you're not going to trail brake. No. You're going to get on the brakes and then you're going to start to turn in maybe off throttle, and that'll help rotate
some corners don't brake at all, do they? There's flat out.
Yeah, sometimes there's flat corners. But, and it depends on the car too. If you're in a car that doesn't have a lot of power, you want to make sure that you do your trail braking early on and get on the throttle as soon as possible because you need that momentum. So you can scrub too much speed. But in a car that's got a lot of power, you want to do more trail braking because you basically rotate the car and point it the direction it needs to go quicker, and you can be on the throttle sooner, which ends up with being a better lap time.
That's what was really nice about Area 27 was the one thing at the track we were just at in Canada. It's a club track. It's not a race track. But so what they do is they set up cones, right? So there's the braking zones, right? Where it has the numbers of how close you are to the corner. And then they have a cone, and that cone is where you start to turn in. So they help everybody who's never been to the track before know exactly where the race line is and the apex is.
It's pretty cool.
It is cool. So you're basically, if you really want, it's like driving coloring dot to dot, right? So you basically come in, you brake, you're just letting off a little bit because you know exactly where the turn in is. So at that cone, you turn in, and then you just aim the car at the next cone on the corner. Yeah. And that's the exact apex where you want to put the left wheels just barely touching the curb. And then it shows the exit, track out. Yeah, so it was easier to learn that car because you didn't have to know where the apex was of the course. Especially someone like me who's more amateur. Like when you think about my total driving experience on track, it's really limited. So having that is very helpful, especially on a track like that where Mike even's like, this is a very difficult track.
It's very technical. It's a lot of blind corners.
Which is
why a lot of cars.
Which is why a lot of cars have crashed there. Oh, if you didn't have the cones in it?
So in the future, from a track perspective, we can rent a whole track for not crazy money here, right? And then have it all to ourselves for filming. We can plan things out versus being rushed. Because a track at like 27, like you have your time. You have half an hour to nothing. So like it's difficult to set up things you really want to set up if you really want to capture something really cool.
Yeah, plus, I mean, if we rent the track, we can change track directions. We can run a certain loop of the track and not the whole track.
And just keep on
we
running a
can,
corner.
Yeah, we can do like chasing, lead follow. We can do whatever we want, basically.
Yeah.
Because we did that back then. It was pretty fun when we had time to go, okay, I want to try this corner. So you do the same corner 19 times to get it perfect, that slide you wanted.
Yeah. And we have some friends too that we could invite out that have race cars.
Yeah.
Like who?
Kevin has a 458 challenge
Not
car,
invited.
which
Who
is
else?
yellow, super sick.
Alex has the GT2, right? Or what race car does he have?
Yeah, Alex has the
R8.
he has the R8.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a handful of people that we could bring out that would be fun on camera and participate. Then we can start setting up challenges.
Yeah.
And then we could do things
That
like
would be interesting.
someone who's a pro driver, we have like a handicap board. So all of a sudden it's like has to drive the track only using one hand. Has to drive.
You got to hold a cup
Right?
of coffee and not spill it.
Yeah, has to drive while holding a cup of coffee. Has to drive on street tires.
I think we could find some sort of Honda Challenge car. Like
What's that mean? Honda Challenge car.
There's a series where it's like Civics
Ferrari
and
Challenge.
Integras, but they're home built. They're not, built by the factory. So yeah, there's a ton of options with, all set up. They've raced for seasons, but somebody's just getting out of racing, and or changed, to a different class or
So
something.
Honda doesn't make a Honda like Civic
Oh, they
race car?
do.
Now
But
they
not
do.
for that series.
They make a
Yeah, they
factory
do.
race.
Oh, what
car.
series would that
That's
be?
the TCR, basically the same Audi that you're looking at.
TCR.
They have the Honda, the Civic Type R.
And people that do those series, that's just hobby. They're not making money.
Correct. That's just an amateur series.
Weekend
It's
thing.
amateur pro, right? So it's like a feeder series kind of to. It's different than like a club race weekend. It's more advanced, more
When does drivers
professional.
start
than
getting paid? What series? TCR?
that. Drivers don't really start getting paid ever. You think about
They're just rich kids?
Half the guys in F1 are still have sponsors and they're still bringing money to the teams. Like obviously Verstappen and Hamilton and guys like that, they're paid. They get millions and millions of dollars. But the guys in the lower levels, most of them are bringing money in through even
To get a
even
seat.
Checo. Like
Really?
I'm not in Red Bull anymore, I don't think. But when he was racing with like Force India,
Yeah.
he had some very wealthy Mexican connections, and they were funding his whole racing
To
career.
keep his seat.
Yep.
That's why you get those rich kids that have a seat because daddy, like,
They have money to pay for it. So, and it costs a ton of money to buy a race car, to go to the track, to get that experience, the coaching, all that stuff.
oh, like
And
karting
you're
is big
not-
money now, right?
Oh yeah.
For kids?
Yeah. Like professional karting, it's a feeder series into like formula cars. It's very serious. Like I show up with semi-truck rigs and
For
pull out
carts?
like carts. Oh yeah. Yeah, they'll have
wild.
like a whole crew, like couple of coaches, a couple of mechanics. It is very serious.
Yeah, that's rich kid stuff for sure.
Yeah, it's racing. So I mean, there's a lot of people that are very, very talented drivers that will never be a professional because they just don't have the budget to do it.
We get to be middle-aged rich kids. We pay for our own stuff because we worked hard, and now we have a pro race car driver who can coach us. We go buy our own.
Go have fun.
Look at my starter car.
What we should do?
It's okay.
My first race car, Evo 2 Lamborghini.
This one?
String on it. Whoa. It's not even a string.
I don't get a big picture of it though.
No, yeah.
And what shifter do you like? H pattern. Professional H pattern. Similar
Paddle
supercar with
shift.
That way.
If
$200.
you're drifting, you're going to use a regular shifter.
We're getting sim coaches going to hook us up with the simulator for the shop, so I can hone my skills of playing Gran Turismo or Grand Theft Auto 5 actually. Okay, we're all gonna drop it off and grab food after. Can you grab the van for me? Get it prepped up, pull it up front. Thank you, Tim. Mark, are you good to go? You got your shit in order?
I'm prepped.
Are you prepped?
Always ready.
All right, where's the cake? Okay, come on. It's Tim's birthday. So far, no one's acknowledged it, so it's probably really disappointing.
Can we have a light? Hey, go stall him outside.
Okay,
like
I got
grab
it,
your
I got
bag
it.
and stuff.
Got it. Is that viral video? Is that viral video?
The airport, that or that?
We're all gonna take and get lunch after. Bobby.
Oh, front is out front.
Hold on, Tim.
Yeah.
Hold on. There's garbage everywhere, Tim. Pass to the garbage, please, Tim.
Mark,
Timothy! Tim. Please put that in.
wait, that was my water.
You passed his water through the garbage.
Here, give me those.
I was just joking. Remember that water bottle? You grab that though? You get the water bottle? You get that again? I missed!
At least it can be properly thrown away now.
Alright, Tim, pull on. Put the shit away.
Wait, what are we throwing away?
All the garbage.
Yeah.
Can you pick that up? Pull it away.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Tim. Put that down. Happy birthday to you.
Who snitched on me?
I did, sorry.
Oh.
You have to blow them all up. Oh, you dog!
Woo! Now hit yourself in the face with a cake.
Happy birthday.
I'd actually be mad because these look good.
Those look like a solid cake.
Happy birthday, buddy.
Thank you.
How old are you?
16.
I wish.
Why did you say that? That's so wrong. All right. Epstein, settle down. Jeez. We're done with these candles. I can throw them out?
Please do.
We're not my mom and recycling
Mark.
candles. Dude, this looks like a solid cake, like a real cake.
Wait, what is it?
How old are you actually, Tim?
I am 26.
Dude.
Old. 26.
Oh, you got one. He's gonna give you the first. Tim gets the first one.
These are,
Hopefully a piece that doesn't have wax all over it.
These are pretty big slices.
There you go. Proper. That's all you.
Thank
Hit
you.
it. Dude, that looks like solid cake.
This is ice cream. Sick.
Is it ice cream?
It feels like it.
Cutting through it. Or
Really?
it's just the frosting that's frozen, possibly.
Yeah, it's probably just cold frosting.
Dude, I love cake. Dude,
We are.
happy birthday, man.
Thank you.
I'm glad that I got an opportunity to catch this before I had to leave. That's why I came in. I was like, "You guys done yet? We've been abusing Tim."
That's the thought that counts, Tim.
Wait, what? I don't know what's happening and I'm scared.
Mike has a plan.
We do.
Is there time to go right now?
I'm confused. Maybe we're not talking about the same thing.
That thing will be filmed. This thing we can't film.
do that.
I was trying to make that thing happen as well, but then it was FaceTime with Jason for 45 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know how long it takes to say, "Hey, I need to wrap 3 cars." Can you get it done?
Jason's lonely. By the way, jokes aside, Jason has a baby on the way.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah.
If he's stressed at work now.
Does he know that?
I had a feeling that would stick really good like that.
I have no idea what's going on now.
Okay. Mike Assa, Damon Fryer, Timothy Alplant, and myself will go into a private room for a second to do that first thing. You're not invited, Mark! Get out!
I'm scared.
You didn't like working with him, did you?
Have fun, guys.
See ya.
He gets very embarrassed, by the way. Bye, David! All the rich people. All the rich people. Do this thing. Grab it.